And now it's time for the American Way TV's Blue Collar Spotlight, brought to you by Thorogood Boots and White River Knife and Tool.
This week we have another very deserving individual for the Blue Collar Spotlight. We have George Hodge from Shepherdsville, Kentucky, and George is a Teamster with Local 89.
You know, we got the spotlight from George's mother-in-law, Luana. She says, I'm going to tell you about a truly blue-collar outdoorsman. His name is George Hodge, and I'm proud to say I'm his mother-in-law. I wonder if my mother-in-law would say that about me. She says, I've known George for over 20 years. When he married our daughter, he brought a son into the marriage, and Heather brought 2 sons and 2 daughters. She says it takes a special person to attempt to help raise others' children. And then they also brought a son into the world together that they called Hunter. Can you imagine George naming him Hunter? She says not long after Hunter's birth, George suffered a horrific injury to his knee, but it has never deterred him. He's been coaching youth football and basketball for many years. He's always been the first parent to volunteer for anything pertaining to youth sports programs. And in fact, when 2 stepdaughters were cheerleading, he stepped right up to help with the routines. Yes, he was in the middle of the floor during competitions to aid them. He was always ready to do a backflip to warm up the crowd. She also goes on to say that George is a 30-year member of Local 89. He's worked at UPS his whole life. And he's as blue collar as anyone you'll ever meet. She said he's went above and beyond to make sure that all his children were exposed to the outdoors, whether it was camping, hunting, or fishing. George has been there for them. And she says that, to close, that I can't really think of anyone who's more worthy of being recognized as a blue collar outdoorsman than George. He definitely displays the American way each and every day. And Luana, we got to agree with you. George is definitely living his life the American way. And we're glad that we got to introduce him this week to all the folks on the show and just tell him thank you. But the best part is we have a lot of partners that are going to help us do even more.
That's right, George. Our friends at Fremont, Michigan, White River Knife and Tool are going to get you out a handcrafted American-made knife that we're sure you can probably put to good use.
And George, our friends up in Wisconsin, Thorogood Boots, they've been building them here in America for 125 years. You being a working man, they're going to get a pair of boots out to you, and we're sure you're going to put them to good use.
Best of all, we're going to get you this custom-made hard hat to hang in your home and just remember the day that somebody said thank you for getting up and going to work every day.
So George, we're glad we got to introduce you to America. We're glad we got to say thank you for all you do each and every day. So on behalf of all of us here at the American Way and all the great partners to the Spotlight, congratulations, my friend, and well done.